Hello and welcome back. So today what we are going to do is, I'll put my helmet back on, that way I get my night vision back. We are going to do levels 9 and, if everything goes well, 10 for vampirism. So we're just kind of going to dive right into that. You will notice I have jars everywhere. I've been slowly preparing for that room over there. I've made a few reservoirs when we get to that point. I'm not sure if it'll be this episode or next. I am going to go over how to make them, how to make the void seeds. I mean, I've got the materials all over the place, you can see. I've been burning through metallum like it's nobody's business here. Luckily, I have a lot of copper, so it doesn't matter. But back to the vampire thing. What we need to do now is, this is the point in vampirism where you can no longer pretend to be a Twilight sparkly nice vampire. You are now going to be evil. Because what we have to do now is we have to create a cage. We have to put 5 villagers in these cages, and we have to eat them while they are in these cages. So there is no longer the ability to say I am nice, because this is obviously not a nice thing to do. Each of these, you can kind of look at them here. These are all metal bars, so you're going to need 8 on this row, 7 on this row. It leaves a gap in the top, and then 9 wood planks on the top. At least if I remember correctly, it's wood. So what I did here is I've got my 5 volunteers in these safari nets. I finally figured out what was wrong with my village upstairs, and I was able to get it producing again. Turns out there were a couple spots that just didn't have valid villages in them anymore. Because when a village is first produced, it really isn't a valid breeding village. It's only, it just looks like a village. So by modifying a couple of the houses, that way there were air blocks above the doors, and adding a bunch more doors to one of the houses, I was able to get them going. So I went from like 5 villagers to 8, and that actually helped quite a bit. So that allowed me to take these guys. It also meant these guys regenerated their blood points because they'd stopped doing that, which is why I first started looking into it. So this is our box. So you can see, pretty basic. Hopefully I did it right. I'm hoping those are planks and not slabs. So this one way to find out. So what we should be able to do is put our friend in here and let's transfix him. And let's see. Do we get... There it was. Okay, so you heard the tone. So he counted. So this must be considered a valid cage. I honestly don't know if you actually need them in these boxes, or if you could just have them all stuffed in a room and, be good to go. I've always just put them in the box like the book says to, and been done with it. So let's get the rest of these built. We're going to build them all, get it taken care of, get ourselves to level 9, and then look at level 10. I made a couple more coffins. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them as far as, like, do I have a vampire room? Probably not going to end up with anything like that, but I at least want to get a couple more coffins put in place so the minions have somewhere to go. And then maybe get one of those, I can't remember what it's called, like a chalice or what it's called, that they can put their little blood offerings in, because by doing that they give you the option of getting like an extra buff every once in a while. It seems like it could be useful. I wasn't able to get that working last time because as soon as the minions were made, they immediately either got stuck somewhere or teleported off and got killed by witch hunters. So I'm guessing it's because I didn't actually have a valid village anywhere near me, so they were teleporting outside of loaded chunks or doing something weird. It's kind of hard to tell with the NPCs sometimes. And that doesn't go there. Now, I grossly miscounted the number of metal bars I needed, but I got the planks just right. Right, anything up here? Put a torch there just in case. And now, what we need, we'll put those away. Don't need those. Let's get our little victims in here. Because yes, that's what they are. They are victims. And here. Alright. I don't know if you need to transfix them or not, but why not? So we'll drain this one. It's somewhere around the 50% mark. So there's that one. And the next one. A little bit farther. There we go. And another one. Gonna run him down again. Go. And let's just try this one straight and see what happens. Oh, okay. How about now? Okay, that's the catch. I can't drink from him while he's awake. Never actually tried. And there we go. Now we are level 9. So now if we flip to our little handy dandy book here. So we did our feeding and we didn't damage them. Last you knew, strong enough. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get one of these guys down to the point where he is almost dead. The trick with this is once you drop them below 50% of their available blood points, they start taking physical damage. And you can't, at least not from one of the many times I've tried, get them to almost dead without actually killing them, because they start taking enough damage that as they get closer, I want to say it was about half a heart or half a blood point left, and then they died. So I had to start using healing potions. But for this, so we need a thing of our own blood, so I got a chalice, and it's just or goblet. That was the I want to say glass vials, was it? Yeah, the glass bottles and a block of glass to give you the empty goblet. And all you have to do is hold right click, and there we go. You have to let go of it pretty quick, otherwise he starts drinking it. So you can see it's my blood in there. Never noticed that before. So now I have a goblet of my blood, and I need to get one of these guys drained down to that near dead mark. Now it says near a coffin. I really don't know again if that's necessary, because I've never really tried it without it. But let's put, how about one here and one here? That means we could put the other thing in the middle, and maybe I will kind of spiff this area up a bit. So now we need what do we need? We need a way not to kill them. Come on. Okay, we'll go up this way. Or not. There we go. Down here. This is where all the witch stuff ends up. What do we got? Regeneration, healing. Let's just take a couple of splash potions of healing. Some regeneration, because why not? And let's give it a shot. Now the neat thing about this process is it's the similar, actually I think it's the same process to convert another player. So if, Newt decided he wanted to go vampire as well, I could do the same thing to him, and we'd end up with 2 vampire players. So let's do this. Go to sleep. And okay, now he's at the 50% mark. So as soon as I do this again, now you see it hurts him. And he's far enough away that I can't reach him. That's impolite. Alright, let's try this again. And there we go. Because you can watch his hit points as they plummet. I'm taking like a full heart a shot here. So he is now, there we go. That's as far as I can go, or he will die right now. And oops, no. There. Okay, good. And let's just do a regen, because why not? We have a bunch of them. Did not need to throw 2 of those. How's he doing now? Okay, so he can probably take a couple more hits. Almost. The regen helps a lot. As long as you're slow. I didn't have the regens last time, so it's a little more healing. I did actually manage to kill a couple on the last map when I tried this. Yeah, let's try. Okay. Let's give him another dose of regen. And just for the heck of it, another dose of that. Okay, so he's almost... I don't know if that's going to kill him or not. Let's find out. Oh, not mesmerized. Okay. Not... interesting. Oh, okay. So now he's drained completely. That's normally when I get him down to this point, they didn't have any hearts left, so they died. But now, in this case, he actually has hit points. So there we go. And now we let him out of his box. And whoop. Now I am a level 10. And I have a minion. And he is, I believe, friendly? Yep. So we can pick him up with the lasso and move him. So we'll put him right here. Thump. Actually, let's put him over here just for giggles. Here. Move. Lunch. Get him. Alright, so now we've done that. So now what we can actually do is, if we want to, we'll make another bottle. And it got to the point last time where I was just kind of keeping a box of these things. I had my blood hanging on the wall. You kind of walk up and you go, let's just leave it right there. And just to kind of keep it going so we could get a few more of them every once in a while, because like I said, they tend to be kind of short-lived. I never had any luck with these guys surviving. They would teleport into weird locations and they just wouldn't survive. Yeah, see, he's trying to teleport, but it's not working. You can hear that thump sound every once in a while when he tries to do it. Let's just leave the cage there. I'm guessing, yeah, it's daytime. Let's go flip it over to night and see what happens, see if he teleports out. I'm hoping, since I actually live in a village now, that when he teleports out, he'll, come back. Okay, he's gone. No idea where he went. I can't see him on the map because, obviously he's upstairs. Let's take a look. So we have done this. Yep, all done. So that's all finished. Let's just, nope, not what I meant to do. Just open them real quick, just so they're open. Now, what was that thing called? Because I wanted to make one of them real quick. So, it's witchery. It's a very specific item. It's kind of like a little flap. Oh, I need to make some of these just for giggles. Bear trap, wolf trap, leave them laying around. It's around here somewhere. It's definitely a straight witchery item. It's probably going to be one of those things where I can't find it, I'm looking up, and it's been right in front of my face the whole time. It's a kettle. That looks neat. Oh, there it is right there. Blood crucible. So we need 2 stone bricks, stone slabs, stone stairs. Alright, we can do that. That's the thing where you kind of put it in there and you don't really want to think too close about or much about how they get the blood back in there. But apparently when the vampire minions come back, they'll slowly start filling that up with kind of like an offering to you. And when you get it, you can kind of see over here where it says none. As I get the blood back, I can't remember if you put something in the thing before you right click on it, but you kind of take a power out of it. And what that allows you to do is have an extra kind of thing on hand. Nope, not there. It's one of those things that isn't covered in the book, but seems like it could be kind of useful. And 2 stairs, and we need 1 slab. So it was a slab, 2 stairs, and 2 bricks. And there's our blood crucible. Well, that's marginally creepy. Apparently he's out. Wait. Yep, that's what I thought. It's like, that wasn't my vampire. That was those guys. Luckily, I've got a warding stone right there, so they can't get in, and I just about jumped out of my chair when he shot me. Alright. See, apparently creating vampire minions is frowned upon by the witch hunters, so they will now actually try and kill me. And it doesn't do any good that I can't seem to hit them. Okay. I mean, they're not exactly, tough enemies, but they're persistent, and now that they've shown up, and you heard that kind of weird little growl they do when they show up. Wooden bolts. So, I mean, you get a little bit of a warning, and I already had a lot of these warding stones in place, so it's not like they can sneak up on me depending on where I'm at. Alright, what do we want to do? Let's... for now, let's just use one of these. Alright, let's go down there and get this thing placed and see if the minion will come back alive. Well, dead, I guess. But either way, as long as the witch hunters are attacking me, they're not out killing him, which I'm all for. So let's just put a little bowl down. And in theory, that should be it. Now, let's take a look here. Let's see here. We're going to pop over, and we're going to make one of these things. Now, I've kind of started producing them as I have materials because they take a while to make because of the material requirement. I cannot talk today. It's basically the essentia requirements. Where is it? Eldritch. So you can see here 8 aqua, 8 permutation, 8 of the precantatio, and 8 of the vacuous. Not that bad to get. So, I mean, but to get this in the kind of automated, I haven't done a few things off camera. I mean, I set this little machine up here. I'm using a factory manager again, just don't look too close. This is a dynamism tablet. Thermic, no, not, yeah, I thought it was thermic tinkering, wasn't it? Oh, no, wait. You know, I just did this earlier, and now all of a sudden I cannot for the life of me remember where it was. Gullimancy, maybe? No. Gonna bug me now. Duh, right there. Pretty easy to make. It's a Golem animation core, which is just 4 bricks and some Nitor and some Ordo and some fire. Pretty easy to make. 3 iron, 3 gold, or 2 gold. What this thing will do is, you can see if you right click on it, I get the interface. I have the option of giving it an item, having it left click with that item, or right click. And if I check this box right here, it will, I want to say it will only click when it gets a redstone signal. But what I've done here, I've told this factory manager that whenever it sees an empty bucket in here, well, first thing it does is it looks in here and says, do I have 256 of these freshwater buckets? If it doesn't, it sees if it has an empty bucket. If it does, it takes that bucket and it puts it into the dynamism tablet because it shows up as an inventory. This thing is basically sitting here waiting to have an item so we can click with it. It's set to right click. When you right click on a well with an empty bucket, you get a bucket full of water. Now, it then, instead of holding on to it, it kind of pops it into the worlds. The vacuum hopper grabs it. This thing is also watching the vacuum hopper for an actual bucket full of water. When it gets one of those, puts it in its inventory, and it crafts it 1 bucket of water into 1 freshwater. When you do this, you get 1 freshwater and you get your bucket back. So you put it in here and there. So if we take these out, you can kind of, oh wait, I disabled the trigger because I didn't want it lagging things. Eventually I'll rip it down because I really don't want it laying around. But you can see it clicks once with the bucket, and the water bucket pops into the air, gets caught by the vacuum hopper, and puts it in here. And it slowly fills up. Now if I put those back in there so it has basically what amounts to a ton of these things, it should stop. Well, that's a glitch. Alright, let's see if we can... Come here. I've never actually... This catch right here, this condition, and having it checked to see if it has the necessary requirements to stop or go, which is the 256 buckets or not, also controls the input condition when it's looking the crafting condition. So what it did was it crafted it, but it never put the empty bucket back, so I'll have to watch that. But let's go back over here. So I got aqua. It's just been one of those days. Alright, so I've got aqua. The vacuous I was getting from chests. The precantatio, I want to say, was nether wart. And permutation, I think that was copper, if I remember correctly, is what I was melting to get those things. So copper? Yep, 1 per. So you can see I get 1 permutation and 3 metallum, which is why right now I have 512 metallum. I actually had 1,000 before, and I used up a bunch of it to make more void metal. So let's see. We're going to do this. So what we need, 2 void metal, and we need 4 jars and 1 buffer. Now I am kind of skipping a point because we didn't do this. This is a void seed with 8 metallum, so you can guess how I burned up 512 pretty quickly, which was by doing this. So we need 2 of these. We need a buffer, and we need 2 tanks, or 4 tanks. 4 tanks. One thing I did change a bit ago because I was getting so much instability. I raised this platform up 1, extended the radius or the width out by 2, and I just coated it in candles. The skulls would have worked, but I didn't have enough. I think the problem was before it wasn't high enough. I think it was 1 outside of the radius, so it wasn't affecting anything, which caused no end of trouble. Alright, so we need 8 vacuous, 8 permutation, 8 precantatio, and 8 aqua, which we have. So we need a void metal here, and then 1 on the opposite side. Then we need the 4 the jars. So here and here, and then on their sides opposite. So there and there. Now we need my wand. Actually, no, we need the buffer in the middle. Okay, now I need my wand. So if we pop over here, grab the wand. Now the neat thing about having all that stuff down there is if you look at this thing is a high instability. I mean, it's when I tried running it the first time before I fixed the underneath side on the floor there, it was splattering stuff everywhere. It was just a mess. I actually had to use the flour to clean up some more gunk. I missed a block right there. So now what it'll do is you can just see it. I mean, the central cube here is not rocking at all. I mean, it's just kind of spinning like normal. No issues whatsoever. So if we do manage to get to the point in this, to get to the aquarium, I'll just extend that ring out a little more. I'll add some more candles to it, and the world will be a happy place. So now if we continue running this, and done. So I mean, you can see, a lot easier. I mean, it didn't do anything, it just did what it's going to do, and now we've got a tank. Now the tanks, when they're on the ground, if you hold shift and right click them, you can move them around. So like, see, I'm doing that. Like if I hold shift and I click on this side, it faces towards me. Now by default, if I stick this thing onto a pipe, it will stick to that pipe, so you don't have to worry about that. The one thing you really have to watch out from these is, I don't know if it's a guarantee, but if they have something in them and you open them or you move them, there's a chance they'll explode. So I've only seen it happen once, and it was several versions ago, which is why, I mean, the way this setup is right now, I'm not going to move these until they're drained. So you can see kind of what I have here is I have a buffer. I've got the little red pips, and the only place it can go is in this direction. I put 2 of these arcane bellows on it, which we haven't done yet. Like I said, I did a lot of things because it was either that or I had to kind of wait around to move forward. Really easy to make. Piece of iron, air shard, piece of leather, 4 planks. 10 air, 5 ordo. Piece of cake. You stick them onto the bellows. They increase the suction from kind of negligible to something. You can also put them on the arcane furnaces. By doing that, they melt things a little faster, which is kind of cool. And then, as you might have seen here, I've got elementum in here. I didn't craft that. Remember these plants? There was ordo here and here. 20 ordo was in the soil. Like right there you can see I got 5 lux, 10 air, and 2 ignis. These 2 plants in the corners here both had 20 ordo in them. So what I did was I took one of the ignis seeds, because I had 2, put them down there and let them grow. It took a few generations of the Golem kind of doing it, and eventually they turned into these Potentia seeds, which is fantastic. They generate elementum. This stuff is a fantastic fuel source. It burns really slow. I don't know if it's supposed to burn hotter or what, but I put a full stack in here and I have just been cooking everything, and it just goes. I mean, you can see I've still got a bunch left. I mean, I filled all those jars, got filled up. These, I mean, I've just been using this setup to just constantly crank out materials for all the stuff I've been building, which is mainly these things. So, but back to this thing. The way this is set up, so like if let's just check what's going on here. So if I put this here, you can see it's empty. Oh no, it's taking some suction. Oh, there was 8 left in there, I'll bet. Yeah, 8 or 9 left in there. So now if we take this jar, now the one thing you need to remember, now void jars are a little different. Void jars by default have a significantly lower suction. But if I put a normal jar here, so you can see it's bleeding off right there. If I did that with a standard jar, it wouldn't do anything. Nothing would happen. You have to shift right click the jar to pull the label off. That drops it down into the standard jar suction, which this thing can overtake, this buffer. So it'll suck it all out and it puts it into here. And what I did to allow for me to take this back out, since I can't move these things, I put this little valve on the end. So what you can do is you can put the jar down there, turn the handle, and it starts slurping back into this thing. Now this is a void jar, so I have to be careful because I don't want to burn any of it up. So we'll let it run down, and it's empty. It's still going. We turn the faucet off. Turn the faucet off. Come on, there we go. And I'll put my label back on the jar because I started labeling everything. So now you can see that one still has 2 in it, so I don't want to open it. So eventually what I'll do is I'll start siphoning all this out as I make more of the void metal if I need it. Either that or I'll just turn the void jar and let it siphon it all out. But just kind of been running through me. You can see I'm using Metallum up just so quick, because each one of those void seeds you put in here requires 8 Metallum, so it burns it up fast. So we've got these. One thing we are definitely going to be doing soon is I need to crack a node. I need to get some centivis coming in here so I can start charging my wand a little better. Maybe we'll have to look into making a new wand. I mean, this one's been working out pretty good. And I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. Sorry, I heard our dog coming up the steps. That usually means someone's following her up, or she's following someone, so I didn't want to risk someone walking in and knocking on the door. But for the most part, we're done. I do want to get a node crack next time. That way we can start get this done. We can get our Infernal Furnace online and things like that. So that's what we're going to be doing next time. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the last 2 levels of Empire.